Nomad.
Prepare for battle.
Oh, I'll be signing autographs out front. Calm yourself.
Kamu coba, kamu coba.
"30 seconds to battle."
Thank you very much, Nomad, coming into this game number 2. Like he said, there is a lot of history here. Lacoste, you wanted to kind of elaborate on the history between these two teams.
Yeah, it is a very difficult matchup for Team Liquid. And we can see what's happening in the bottom lane. They're going to kill the wave immediately with Vena with his facet. One CS have been denied, but to go back to history, so far in 2025, Team Liquid managed to only win 4 games, 11 losses against PARIVISION, so the matchup just doesn't suit them. And as Jazz was talking about, this matchup, the very predictable style of Dota, but also very different from other teams are doing, so it's very difficult to counter it. And yeah, Team Liquid, they definitely want some revenge. ESL1 rally, lower bracket quarterfinals, PARIVISION did eliminate them and ended up winning the whole tournament.
Damn. So they have really had their number. We're getting a couple of disconnects. Can we zoom in on Sand King real quick? I got to make sure if it's Sand King or Brewmaster. It definitely looks like... That's definitely a Sand King. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. That was... you know, trusting Saberlight on Brew? Probably trust them on Sand King too, right?
Well, I hope so. I hope that they know what they're playing. It was a good, very good performance from Sand King in the previous game. Different type of Sand King. Sand King from the offlane doesn't come online as fast. He was staying on top of the network throughout the whole game, which was pretty impressive. And you're also playing into Ringmaster and Phantom Assassin, so you need to be super careful how you're going to approach this lane. Sure, you have very strong position 4, you have Wind Ranger, but Sand King, again, this hero doesn't really do that much. Especially at the early level. Like, he's level 1, probably might be the most atrocious out of all the heroes.
Yeah.
You get close, you're like immediately getting initiated on, you get impalement arts, you get daggered. Very, very difficult to even get close, I would say. So we saw DM having a very good game on Sand King when he was playing it from the offlane, where he was stacking, where he was dragging the creep waves as well, and immediately on top of him. He just might die here.
They've jumped him. He's used the Burrow Strike, but they have another Stifling Dagger.
And the Blood Grenade.
Impalement Arts. Doesn't land, but the Blood Grenade is there. Another blood grenade thrown from Boxy. And a power shot. Satanic actually getting lit up a little bit. Saberlight coming back around. Does have a Burrow Strike, but needs to be careful, of course, if Satanic does get that level 2. You talked about it, Satanic. This guy never dies. He is keeping himself alive. He's farming the fastest. He has been a problem for not just Liquid, but for every team in this event. This guy is putting on a show.
Pretty much owning every single game that we watch him. They extended there a little bit more than I expected. They tried to go for the first blood, but Verifier stick used, so he was fine. And something that panel did mention, we saw this matchup as well when Nico was playing it as Monkey King into Queen of Pain, which was much better than I expected it to be. Queen of Pain still doesn't have a point in Shadow Strike. This is where you expect him to get it, but Monkey King doing really well. 11-2 against 6-0. So maybe I had a bad read on this matchup as well, because this is the second time that Monkey is doing much better than I expected.
Yeah, doing quite well, and you know who's also doing well is 9 class on this.
Yeah, nobody's
Signature
touching. He's in the
Venomancer.
jungle.
Yeah, they don't really fight back that well in the jungle. There's no real contest from somebody else. But 15 CS, I mean, this guy, he's going to be rolling. We've seen it before. We've seen 9 class just kind of every marker coming from the jungle is Veno.
Yeah, you can't really gank mid lane, so that's a bit of a bummer for Venomancer, but you can gank safe lane, you can gank off lane. DM, he's getting heavily pressured in the bottom lane, but getting good amount of XP, starting with Windlay, so he wants to have that extra bit of movement speed. And I think in this one, he needs Bracer. He might even need a double Bracer just to be able to survive. Massive wave getting close, and he might be in trouble here. They're going to start to play immediately aggressive. Meta has been used.
King curse on them. They want this kill. They've got the reflection.
Dire's bottom
Ooh,
tower
boy,
is under attack.
it's
Windlay's
not going to be
making
enough.
the difference there. If you lose intelligence as Centaur, it is GG. I'm sure, like, you have double edge, which doesn't cost mana, but you can't afford. Like, you're not the brightest of Dota heroes. Good power shots.
2 heroes and now Lotus, but you see 9 class starting to catch up. Gonna try and kill Boxy. Throws a Plague Warden in a spot where now you can't move.
You have been blocked.
Oof. Is the sweetest.
Gandalf, 9 class, blocks the pathway. He couldn't pass. Gets that first blood. It's not like he was having a bad time, so that's going to be extra bit of a gold. I want to see which kind of items he's going to be buying. I think in this one, there's going to be a lot of value of him picking up Guardian Greaves, because there's a Dispel mechanic. You're playing against Silencer, keeping your team alive, and maybe go full auras even. I'm down, depending what DM wants to buy, whether he wants to build pipe on the hero, or if he wants Venomancer, do it. If you don't want to go for it, he can get Solar Crest, he can get Glimmer Cape on top of that. There's a lot of magic damage. I think there's going to be a lot of value picking up both pipe and Glimmer.
DM only having 5 CS. He understands
He's getting
his
great.
role in
Yeah.
this game.
Very sacrificial.
He's not really able to step up to the wave too much and get a CS here or there, but eventually 9 class comes online. He'll help out, maybe even get a kill or 2 bottom, and then Centaur feels better. But unfortunately, like you said, you get to this point where you have less intelligence and things
For me.
become a little bit scary.
Yeah, because you're not buying into real mana items on the hero. Like, your mana starts to come through maybe once you start picking up this Lotus Orb, Aghanim Scepter, but yeah, if you want to be using pipe, if you want to using your Stampede, multiple hoof stomps, you just don't have enough.
At least he is getting some experience, even compared to the supports, he's getting a decent amount. Be happy with that, and it's all about really seeing what 9 class can accomplish. He's already hit that 50 mark on CS, so he's averaging about 10 per minute. Obviously, throughout the jungle, maybe not worth the same.
One thing that the Venomancer jungle does really well is he farms those Mad Stones pretty quickly. So you can have those items relatively early on, not just on yourself, but also on the rest of the team.
Else is here mid. But this isn't an easy kill to get. Nisha would have to blink aggressively for them to get this kill, or they catch him as he blinks back. Blinks down into the right, and that Impalement Arts won't land on Tanisha, so it's not going to do much for him.
Oh, look at that net worth on Centaur. 900, same amount as pretty much every single support in the game, but the one who's having a really good time is 9 class. He's going to be stealing some of the stacks as well.
You have to protect these. He takes them so quickly. If you leave them for a moment,
Level
that could just be it.
6.5, 6 minutes into the game. Oh, Arcane Rune as well.
DM might be dead and is dead again. This is a real tough lane for him, of course, by himself, but just being able to survive with where they have the wave place and him wanting to get experience is also a bit of a problem.
Yeah, DM, also known as Davai Mana. He's going to need to be given some kind of mana. Mana boots from Venomancer should come in pretty handy. because he's definitely gonna be low. And now right into the triangle. I think we could watch Jungle Venomancer for like good 10 minutes, what he's doing, and I wouldn't get bored.
Movements, the farming. It's all I need to see. As a support player, it's what I like to see the most. They are starting to come over here to try and defend, but it's not that easy. Again, you know, 9 class is level 6, and they will find Nisha after the blink, so he's in trouble, and he'll Sonic Wave, but he's dead. 9 class getting that kill. Last word onto no one. He's got the Jingu, but the escape act is really well placed, and now the chase is on for Insania for a moment. Won't grab it. The Monkey King will get out. 9 class. Let's see. Got to be careful. He glyphs it. What? Looking for a power shot here, and gets it. Yeah, so he glyphs the creep wave. He can't lifesteal off of it and dies.
Very nice play. Even though he had raindrop, he still did manage to get that kill. So Boxy desperately needed, after what happened in game number 1, to have a slightly better game, and also playing Wind Ranger this time around. So will not be having as many deaths as he did have in game 1.
Hopefully not.
15.
Yeah, that was more than a baker's dozen. Saberlight trying to take the stacks while he can, knowing that 9 class really wants to contest these. And he does have epicenter. If 9 class stays a little bit too long, he could just be costing himself his life. That's exactly what he does. He stays, he dies, he gives up some brain drain, and now they're going to get a +1 on Ducalis. There's not really much place for him to go. He'll whoopee cushion over the Roche hit, but he's still dead. A little bit. This is PARIVISION that we've seen a couple times.
We haven't.
They get a lead, and then they give it away for free, and then they're like, let's just make the game a little bit harder for a little bit longer.
El Saberlighto returning the tips that he collected from the previous game. 9 class did tip him every single time. And I talked about itemization on the heroes, where I would expect early Glimmer Capes, early Pipe from a Centaur. Satanic, look what he has in his quick buy. Battle Fury into Glimmer Cape.
See how much that works out for him. I like it. Now DM level 6, he does have Stampede. You can clearly see his game is not going that well. He's in that support net worth. You do have a very high Venom. Stampede is used, and now the ulti on MICKE. He's feared up. They tame the beast. They're trying to get the kill before he's able to sunder. Stifling dagger. No one to sunder. They'll get the kill on Insania and MICKE. They'll lose GM, so it's a 2-for-1 for the moment. But Satanic looking maybe for a way to dive back in. Impalement Art, Sonic Wave going for 9 class. He'll get the kill, but he's traded. No one here for Saberlight. And they've got the balance strike held off on. He's trying to juke around the trees, but Satanic sticks with him. He goes into the sandstorm. They've got the dust ready from Ducalis, and that's a double kill for Satanic, and a tip right back from 9 class.
This is the power of Phantom Assassin. You want to get involved early on. This hero has very good chase potential. He also didn't go for Orb of Corrosion, so his Battle Fury timing is also going to be very good. Sure, it allows you to get maybe an extra kill, allows you to get that extra bit of a farm. MICKE, he just got that level 8, but Satanic, he's not done. This is a triple kill in my book.
It is a unofficial triple kill. Nice unofficial triple play. But bullet bounty runes for no one, and Alice also going to bring the creep wave over. They want to put some pressure onto the tower, and then Saberlight back into farming this blink dagger into the triangle and taking some of these stacks.
He's so far away from his blink dagger. Definitely needs any kind of farm he can get, any kind of stack. But right now they're playing very aggressive in the bottom lane. It's like there's not going to be a response from Liquid. Silencer still not level 6.
No, global is a little bit rough for them. However, even though they're losing this bottom tier 1, it looks like this mid tier 1's going to drop without contest either. Both these teams just very content on giving up these towers. A little bit of a lead for PARIVISION, but a smoke play from Liquid to try and even it up, as they're gonna go bottom again to try and find DM, who wants Blade Mail. This could certainly help him as time goes on. Maybe get a couple of kills with that in these big team fight engagements. Shackle connects though. Arcane Curse forced to Stampede. TP attempt, and he is out. Easy peasy.
Doesn't want to get his mana drained again.
Tower is under attack.
No, right now he's working with what? 375?
Radiant's middle
So
tower
use
is
Stampede,
under
which is 150. Hoof Stomp is 110. That's 260, so you're left with pretty much 115 mana. Let's
It's enough
throw
for
in
one more
Teleport
Hoof
in
Stomp.
there,
Oh,
and you're
yeah.
left with 40 mana. That's it.
The full combo.
You want to use your Blade Mail? That's 25, left with 15.
I hope those mana prices don't go up. Otherwise, you won't be able to use anything. 18 seconds faster than the previous record for this Battle Fury. You said it, no Orb of Corrosion means that he was going to get into the Battle Fury earlier. We saw a similar game from Satanic in Belgrade where he had Satanic, or he had Battle Fury, BKB, Sanjin Yasha 16, 17 minutes into the game. It was something insane like that. Global Silence gets used, they find themselves 9 class, so they'll take a little bit of his mana, and the Brain Drain already up to 6.
Good amount. Venomancer. This is the third time that he did die, so knowing that he is third on the net worth right now, he's given away quite a lot of XP, quite a lot of gold.
They're
Isha,
beating on
he continues to
Dire's
farm
top
up.
tower.
About to finish off his Dagon, so that's going to be explosive damage that they do need once they pop the Global Silence. Saberlight, 10 minutes in. Yeah, he looked very poor, but with some stacks going on, he's going to be able still to finish off Blink Dagger pre-14 minutes, which is pretty nice.
I'm looking over at 9 class. You know, you wanted the early pipe on Centaur. 9 class, knowing he's getting the farm, he'll take over for that. He'll get the pipe instead.
There's definitely a talk between two of them who wants to get what, and also that mana cost on pipe, also considering that he lost so much mana. It is 150 mana to use pipe, and I don't know where DM would get that mana, to be honest.
You can cosplay to be the offlaner with your net worth, but you still have to buy the items that I would get, which is the pipe after that Solar Crest. So, you know, I like the progression he's made so far in this meta mode. He's also almost level 10. He's keeping up being experienced with these mid laners.
Cracks in Dire's top tower?
Tanic, top of the net worth, no surprise, especially with the Battle Fury edition. And he is going to commit to going to that early Glimmer Cave.
Wants to fight. They want to hit an earlier timing. Once they finish off that fight, Solar Crest that you mentioned, DM, he's very poor. He has Blade Mail only, but Stampede's going to be their way of closing the gap.
They're
Two
beating
teams
on
not going to
Dire's
find
top
each other.
tower.
Seems like PARIVISION, they want to find Terrorblade farming in the bottom lane, but he's already gone.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
A little bit far back into his own jungle, so there's not really a spot for them to find him there.
Are those cracks
And
in
the Glimmer should be coming through, then it's going to be Sanjin Yasha, Satanic for Satanic. So going to his namesake pretty early on this Euro.
under attack?
I'm a little bit surprised that Liquid haven't found a way to try to light up more. It is about to get to the 15-minute mark, and they're going to go through this twin gate, looking for somebody from the side of Liquid, maybe confirm that kill and end up going for the Tormentor themselves.
They have very good shards. Shard, if you can pick it up on Wind Ranger, is a big setup for your Sanking, big setup for Queen of Pain as well. Keep them in place so your TB can deal damage. Not a bad one by any means, as well on Silencer. If you keep draining that mana, especially on Centaur, could play a big role. Boxy, nice dodge.
And dodge the first Impalement Arts, not the second, but there's the hoof stomp with the Stampede getting committed. They go to the Wukong's command. They've got the Global Silence, and now Boxy trying to TP out in front of them. They also got the kill into no one while they're by this Tormentor.
I think Global Silence was used to kill Monkey King, but it also helped Boxy to actually get out, because there was supposed to be another double edge, maybe another Impalement Arts. I didn't see if it was off cooldown. A nice dodge from Boxy. People are just blinking in aggressively.
Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse.
Arts thrown over, doesn't catch anybody. They have not taken this Torm, though. The assumption is that PARIVISION saw him there and they wanted to contest this, but like you were saying, there are some good shards in this game to try and get, especially for free.
Illusion.
100% off. Always feels good. Blink Dagger for DM is on the list, but you can see his net worth, not exactly working with a lot. That being said, he's kind of behind in farm too. I said that 9 class was kind of cosplaying this off lane role, and he is with his items, but net worth wise, He's really taking over priority. Well, not really priority because he's the one just farming the jungle and everything from the mid. No one's kind of behind here.
Yeah, those two deaths. Still has good amount of farm. Mage Slayer, Pipe. This is a very strong combination in this patch. Allows you to mitigate most of the damage. And most of the damage on their side is magical. At least early on, sure, TB is the one who's going to be dealing physical damage. So they have a little bit of protection from Solar Crest. Something that Venomancer rushed.
I'm gonna spring there, tying the beast down bottom. Saberlight looking for an epicenter. And Ducalis not gonna make it through the twin gate. Now looking for the epicenter. But Tame the Beast, the escape act, he'll survive it for now. And he'll try to run away. He's got the whoopee cushion for a jump. And he'll also dust because he knows that Satanic's coming his way. Tame the Beast. And no one through the twin gate. Can they find Saberlight? Primal Spring not getting the vision, doesn't see him at the moment, and that won't end up being a catch just yet, but maybe he crosses paths. He sees him within the trees and finds him again. Pop that dust. He's got the Jingu. They'll use the Stampede. They've got Satanic coming over. Will get the kill onto Saberlight after what was a long chase.
Knowing that he has Mage Slayer available, so that he's not going to have that blink. And I could see them going and try to grab Tormentor for themselves, so it's going to be between DM and Ducalis. So let's see who's gonna get it. Spotlight is very, very good shard. You're playing against Terrorblade. His illusions are gonna almost instantly die, but maybe DM needs a little bit of push. He's gonna get it.
He'll get it.
It's a good it's a very good shard. Not so much early on, but this is a more like mid-late game oriented shard.
Are those cracks in Dire's top tower?
Vision. You saw in the last game, it was very close, and they won a big fight, and it kind of tailed off from there. In this spot where you could see a big fight go their way, and Satanic would just be too far ahead to catch. They can slow him down. That would be nice, but he still is not died, and I mean, this guy only averages 1.5 deaths. This team is struggling to kill him once, let alone twice, to really shut him out. They will find Night Class.
He's a very tanky guy.
A very tanky.
Pain.
Throws that ult and
lightly more. Dagon
has that Dagon to get the kill. Meanwhile, at the same time, though, they found themselves this Terrorblade. Wukong's command comes.
Mobile is ready.
Ducalis is here with the Wheel of Wonder. Burrow Strike comes through, and no one's going to be in trouble instead. And they will get the kill onto no one with the Global Silence used. There wasn't much more that Ducalis could do.
This is what Team Liquid's lineup is very good at. Getting pickoffs, getting the kills. You can pair up Sanking with Queen of Pain and pretty much get any kill on the map. And Nick, involved in 6 out of 8 kills. Continues to farm up. SNY completed.
He's been farmed. But will he fight a little bit more? PARIVISION fight a little bit more. I think they're starting to feel maybe lack of farm on Centaur. Strike that from the record. They're not feeling it. Satanic gets a kill in a boxy with the help of the Centaur.
Are those cracks?
DM is now the very impactful player when it comes down to him using his net worth, especially when he doesn't have much. Like he has, if you turn his impact let's say damage to net worth or net worth to damage, his numbers would definitely be pretty high.
Radiant's middle tower
I do like that stat. His effectiveness is there, and they move into Roche. So PARIVISION will get themselves an Aegis. There'll be no contest here from the side of Liquid. This will be an Aegis to work with, and maybe immediately a smoke out. Does anybody... Dallas has 3 smokes ready to go, so they could smoke right out of Roche and maybe look some sort of kill. Instead, they'll find Saberlight. The dust is ready. There's the Blink Hoof Stomp, Tame the Beast combo. And Saberlight was playing up in the face of this Monkey King, ends up dying for it. And Satanic's looking for Insania, who's trying to juke around the trees. Attempt to TP out, and will be successful in doing so. Satanic immediately to the TP to the top lane and kill off a creep wave and continue to get a whole bunch of farm.
They don't want to use this Aegis immediately. They want to use it to pressure the map slightly more. Go and try to find some of the kills. straight into MKB. Knows that he needs that. I mean, you are playing into Phantom Assassin, so either you buy MKB or you need to start building your Bloodthorn. Didn't even finish off his Hurricane Pike. Boxy's in trouble again.
Yeah, Wheel of Wonder with the Wukongs, Tame the Beast. No one gets a kill there. Both him and Centaur, obviously Centaur has the help of the Shard, starting to catch up a little bit in terms of farm, but they've got the Epicenter on a no one, as well as the right-click damage with the Metamorphosis from MICKE. And Nisha,
can he get out? He has
good for a kill on the back line. The Sonic Wave is used, and no one in Ducalis both die.
Nisha getting the solo kill on Ducalis. Solo XP as well on him. They need to bring the numbers if they want to be taking these type of fights. Everybody else, Venomancer, he still continues to jungle, still playing like a core. We saw a very greedy build yesterday on his Thinker, Kaya, Aghanim Scepter, Blink Dagger. This time around, he's still staying ahead of his Centaur, even though he picked up Shard. He got that extra 1,400 gold. Yim playing Sacrificial. The rest of the team is right behind him, or what's left from the team.
He's played all this time sacrificially, but he's right there with Monkey King and Veno. I know he got the Shard help, but even then, he's keeping it close, which is a bit of a surprise and maybe a telltale sign of something that may be going wrong for PARIVISION in terms of their net worth on their other cores.
Three of those cores are very close to each other. We'll see if this is going to be good, because a lot of the times you see Satanic, he has the most farm throughout the whole game. No one compared this net worth to his previous game, where he would be keeping up with Satanic, but this time around he's getting shut down. Queen of Pain got his number. Every single time that he did die, it was Queen of Pain getting involved.
Oxy runs into Satanic. Haven't got the Burrow Strike. He has that Glimmer Cape. He does have that Aegis. They'll stampede for some distance. Doesn't look as though they want to go. Maybe with the smoke, they might turn around and try to fight. But they're without the Monkey King. There's a smoke used by Liquid, so they're the ones searching. Oxy in the vicinity here with Saberlight, as well as Insania. Now Nisha joins the smoke. Find the Monkey King. Bro, strike Wheel of Wonder. It's in Sonic Wave, so now no one's already dead. But PARIVISION, are they still willing to fight? Shadow Strike on a DM, he'll pop that Blade Mail, and instead, Liquid, they've made the distance, and there's not really much of a chase from PARIVISION.
No one, again, getting isolated. He, like, either 9 class needs to be close to him, or he needs to be close to 9 class so he can get his mech, pipe, Solar Crest on top of him. Just so he has extra bit of survivability. It does feel like he needs extra bit of oomph just so that he can survive. But speaking of survivability, Satanic about to finish off his big item, SNY Satanic. This is the combination. Doesn't have status resistance on Satanic like it did. This was the very deadly combination a couple of years back. They're still getting status resistance from SNY, but it's not 40+% that we did have.
Game stayed close though, and with this fight, it'll get even closer. Escape back to Epicenter, and eventually a dead Ducalis. MKB almost finished on Terrorblade, and that's a point where, truth be told, I think Liquid are the ones in the driver's seat of the game, because they can now really reliably go after this Phantom Assassin. And that becomes a bit of an issue. You've only got 24 seconds left on this Aegis, and you got what out of the Aegis? 2 kills?
And you lost no one, I believe, 2 times. Lost your supports multiple times.
If I had to think about it, I almost want to say they only lost Oxy when they were doing this. Don't have
no one
control.
He jumped away on a different tree. They wanted to close the gap, stampede, but still not. This would have been a massive kill. Nisha's worth a lot of gold.
Amplify damage from MICKE, and get the Queen of Pain out. They'll have Epicenter up in 40. Probably smoke when around the time that's back up, or even just look to fight. Always require a smoke, and Boxy looking for a power shot for some information and continue to maybe chase and look for a Centaur lockdown. They've got Crimson Guard on Centaur. Almost the Guardian Greaves for
Not
getting
much
delivered
good's
on the
happening
curtain
to
now.
Venomancer. There it is. Yeah.
Well, pretty much they have all the auras except for Vlad's.
And another kill into Dakalis. He's having a similar game to what Boxy had in the previous. They're still looking. Ranavage just comes through, though, on a DM. They'll pop that blade mail, soak some damage, as well as get that Guardian Greaves popped out. But now no one pushed out of the circle. And they've got the Burrow Strike to follow it up. There's the Global Silence. So you don't have the Hoof Stomp follow-up. Satanic looking to put the damage out on a Saberlight. Gets a big-time hit. 1,700 to wipe Saberlight out of the fight. And now, who else can he go for? DM's already dead. The Gale Force pushing them back. They go to the Wheel of Wonder. But MICKE, he's not taunted, and they've got themselves a Shackle Shot on Dakalis. He'll end up dead for the second time.
Very nice spell layering from Team Liquid. Going in, waiting with that Global Silence. And again, Monkey King, he just can't get multiple round of abilities. He goes in with his Wukong's Boundless Strike, gets pushed out, but thanks to his Wukong's Fateful, that Wukong's gonna stay on the ground, but still unable to deal as much damage as he would like to. Nisha's doing a lot of work, blinking in, knowing that he has Saberlight to back him up, that he potentially has Sunder as well, if necessary, and also Burrow Strike. He goes in, even with that pipe, no one's still gonna die.
Are those
They were able to
cracks
take
in
him
Dire's
out.
top
Sonic
tower?
Wave doing a lot there. Satanic, he's trying to find his entry point into the fight. It's not that easy. He doesn't have a BKB. He wants to get an MKB of his own. But when you don't have that BKB protection and everybody else is kind of melting around you, you don't have the confidence to make that jump in. He still is top of the net worth by about 1,000 gold. But the big drop-off after Queen of Pain is very apparent.
It definitely is. And this game reminds me a lot when PARIVISION played yesterday against Aurora Gaming. That first game where they were so ahead and then they stopped playing the Dota completely. They kind of got shut down where no one, he was 5-0-6 on Ember Spirit and didn't get a single kill for a good 20-25 minutes.
They had that good early game. PARIVISION just didn't have anything more. The gas tank ran out early. Saberlight now getting that shard as they take the Tormentor at 28 minutes, almost 29 minutes. And the Dota Plus win probability at 60-40, and Roshan at that moment does respawn. So let's see, because, I mean, it is still anybody's game. It is that even. I want to see who ends up getting this Roche as Satanic now breaks the 20k threshold.
A little surprised they didn't go for Roche play. This is something that a lot of the teams do in this meta. Where you see enemy team going for Tormentor, you know that they're going to be relatively low HP. There's no real sustain, no earn, no mech, nothing on side of Liquid. But they're drawing on a minimap.
Fit for a queen.
See who they can find. Are split up on the side of PARIVISION again. Dakalis trying to find some place to get some vision down. He's got 2 wards to work with. He wants to buy a gem. Meanwhile, you see Nisha here was queuing up an Ags. BKB for Saberlight. They smoke up as a group, but these heroes are split up from PARIVISION right now. If you find one, that might just be all it is. Might be 9 class. The scale used. Boxy there with the Toast. Guardian Greaves comes through. Shackle. But they've got the Stampede for some help. He runs it all the way away. Roche coming bottom.
He's worth a lot of gold. That kill, but seems like they don't want to take this fight right now. So let's see who's going to be picking up that Aegis, whether they want to give it to MICKE. He's transformation hero, so maybe Nisha's going to be the one picking it up, and he's also closing his Aghanim Scepter. It's going to be pretty massive.
Big surprise. PARIVISION just not contesting this Roshan. Nowhere near the pit. I mean, they are farming. They are trying to get some more gold under their belt and get into these next items. But their lineup gets enabled very much so by controlling these objectives. They fail to hold that down.
Something better help Dire's middle tower.
Well, Global silence comes through. 3 heroes are here for PARIVISION, but the Gale Force making things so difficult. Immediately, the TP, but the Rod of Atos comes in. They go to the escape back to Kals is going to be dead. Shackle connects onto them both. Perfect here from Boxy. Kals and no one are gone. DM is next on the list, and it is falling apart for PARIVISION.
When is the last time we saw PARIVISION bring the whole team? Every single time, it's like 2 heroes on the other side of the map, and they're not playing together. This is a good attempt on paper, but also knowing that Global Silence is up, he's gonna click that button. And what's the counterplay? There's no BKB on Monkey King. There's no Lotus Orb on Centaur.
Finding another. Epicenter. Burrow Strike is in. They pop the pipe, the Guardian Greaves, the Venomous Gale, but 9 class is dead. A power shot from Boxy confirms it. Just Satanic is alive, and one by one, he continue to end up getting killed here.
Towers under attack.
Insania. They saw him for a second.
Out of Atos and a jump forward. That is at least another kill for PARIVISION. They finally find something on the map.
They really didn't get the value out of this Glimmer Cape. I thought that they were going to be fighting much earlier with the Glimmer Cape, try to put the extra bit of a pressure, especially with the lead that they did have. And now, Sanking's fully online, so is Terrorblade. Nisha on Queen of Pain. He's having a blast of a game. We'll pop that ulti just to get an extra bit of a farm with level 20 talent, minus 45 seconds cooldown, down to 35, I believe.
Saw the Q for Satanic. It was BKB into Divine Rapier.
We've seen so many attempts where PA is like, this is the item. If I don't buy the item, I don't have the chances of winning the game. So let's see if he decides to actually get BKB, or if he opts to go for Divine Rapier immediately and sell his treads. He can sell this Glimmer Cape.
If he wants to sell the Glimmer, not getting all the value, like you said. It's an item that you buy on Phantom Assassin to fight early. Really do that. They only have 13 kills, and there's the big item for Liquid. Refresher Orb for this Silencer.
This has now. I'm just gonna throw it out there. This has to be the fastest Refresher that we've seen so far on Silencer.
I probably agree. I mean, Boots of Speed, Solar Crest, Refresher Orb. The only one who would get it faster is somebody having a great game. Boots Refresher. Captain connects. Kals is dead again. 9 times. And he is just emulating what Boxy had done to him in game number 1. He is constantly getting caught, except I will say he's got a little bit more net worth. He's got that Rod of Atos. He's got that Shard for the Spotlight.
Dire's top tower
That's
is
the
under
big
attack.
one. Spotlight is very good against TB and his illusions. He also has Manta style, so illusions are dying relatively quickly.
Stampede Shackle connects. They are not going to get DM out of this. He is dead once again, and they are just never together here for PARIVISION. They have been grouped up on Liquid for what feels like the last 15 minutes.
I don't remember if we've seen PARIVISION bring 5 heroes to even one of the fights in a 35-minute game. Satanic also realizing that that Glimmer Cape wasn't really doing much, sells it, buys a BKB, and now he's trying to farm Divine Rapier. Still very far away from it.
Dire's bottom tower is falling.
Basically 5,000 gold, sells the tread, so around 4,000 gold.
One also going for a BKB.
It does feel like no one has been going for a lot of things in this game. I mean, playing from behind like this, there's a massive difference, as you said, between the cores, because Centaur and Monkey King are sitting at 13, 14,000, and then you have, ooh,
Oh,
they get him. Any kind of a kill.
Dire's middle tower just went down.
they're baiting. No one in 9 class. They're far out. They need to back up. The rest of the side of Liquid are coming over. Into the trees, the Gale Force, the Blink. 9 class just in time. The power shot thrown. Potentially hit no one, but doesn't connect. Bring a banner down onto the high ground.
Revision. Banner was so bad before that people actually used it as an observer ward. They dropped it in the middle of a fight. Get any kind of value out of it?
Yeah. was gonna say this might recently be the banner that's furthest away from its objective. Still though, Liquid, they've now got MICKE ahead of the Satanic. He's selling a lot of his net worth, or some of his net worth there. That might have given him that advantage. Glimmer and the Tread's gone.
Coin for me.
This is free though. Up. There it is.
They gave up. He gave up.
Tower has
After those
fallen.
couple of misses, poor Assassin still needs a lot of gold for that Divine Rapier, but he's gonna TP in. Here there's gonna be a high ground push from Team Liquid. For now, they're controlling the map. Them available on Boxy, and he's also going for Nullifier. These position 4 players, they're realizing that if we are the ones getting Nullifier, our cores can go for different items. This is also not the item that you buy on Sanking, on TB, unless it's a position 4 or Queen of Pain.
And Class, he's got the gold for the Mystic Staff to get at least, and now they'll find DM. Sonic Wave, Blade Mail not gonna matter. They've used that Lotus Orb on him. Toast locks down Saberlight. He's forced to pop that BKB.
I think they're fine with this trade, as long as they can get the Divine Rapier on Satanic, which he's getting relatively close to. Needs another 2,000 gold.
Stampede is down. Sonic Wave, not that long of a cooldown. Still needing a bunch of gold for this Divine.
Should have enough time to farm it.
And Quest still needs 800 gold for this Hex. He's got the Mystic Staff on his Courier. That's sitting in the secret shop. Satanic also level 25 now, but at the same time, 9 Class, he's gonna die. And because he bought that Mystic Staff, he doesn't have buyback.
Either you commit for a full item or you don't. Buying these components doesn't really do anything for him, and now Liquid will use this opportunity, saying that there's no Venomancer.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Get him in. Satanic goes forward. There's the global silence with the BKB, though. He's got the Lotus Sword.
Going for MICKE.
Oh, there's
Thunder
the
on
Thunder on
Insania.
Insania. Balance Strike goes to the back line. Ogre Seal Totem to get into the Wukongs. They'll look for the epicenter. It's the Burrow Strike that's not there just yet to lock down Satanic. We had that BKB now running out. Burrow Strike thrown onto no one. Sonic Wave escape back. They will retreat. They've still got everybody that was in that fight, with 9 Class still a spectator to it all.
This is the first time we're seeing the power of PARIVISION's lineup, where they are using the spells together, and MICKE, that defensive Sunder, keeping him alive. Still showing he should be afraid of this Phantom Assassin, and this is pre-Divine Rapier. Nemesis Curse. He has Titanic once again as his enchantment. Oh, extra attack damage, extra bit of status resistance.
Divine is close. Roche is up, by the way. Pressure Shard, Cheese. I mean, you do not want to give this up and give multiple global silences and multiple epicenters. Options
Dire's
there
top barracks are
for
under
Liquid
attack.
on Roche, but now we watch Roshan leave from his natural habitat all the way down to bottom.
Worthy tribute.
Make the journey to his other cove.
Sounds like I'm watching Natural Geographic.
I know.
He's moving very slow.
Roche will use that time to wash himself, as the river and the water. He gets there, and both teams are set, at least nearby, to go for this fight. Sure,
They're going.
Cooltown.
They're going all in. Divine
There's
Rapier,
Divine.
Hex purchased.
Yep.
They want to take this
This
fight.
big
They
item's
want to
coming
surprise them
through.
with two big items.
Yeah, the Hex and the Divine's big. They've got the Refresher Orb off cooldown, so they do have access to do two global silences. But you said it. The damage can be overwhelming if they get big hits here.
He's also level 26, so -1 attack to trigger coup de grace.
Got rid of those boots.
Radiant's Radiant's middle tower is under
And they
attack.
smoke up on both teams. They wrap
They can find the
around.
back line. If
Smoke
they can
might
find
break.
this silencer who doesn't have buyback available, this could be pretty big. Nisha
Monkey
is
King
scouting.
Yeah, Nisha was scouting, but the Monkey King was in the trees to break the smoke.
They know. Scan did connect there for a second.
Wrapping all the way around, and here's for Liquid. They're in the triangle. Senior might be the one who steps up. No double global silence could have huge.
Perfect target.
That's the one you want to get. They go to the Wheel of Wonder. Can they get the kill here onto the silencer? They'll look over. They're getting Senior. He doesn't have buyback. So now you do not have access to double global silence. She was in a blink off to the side out of the
ready.
Kongs.
If they want to chase.
Ulti thrown from 9 class, and there's the Venomous, or there's the Gale Force to pull them back. Try to hold them away, but the Balance Strike jumps off to the other side. The BKB's going to be popped. Satanic goes in huge numbers. Gets the kill on a MICKE. Now he wants Anisha. He wants another one, but can't quite get the kill. Saberlight gets the call. No one's going to fall. The epicenter's huge from Saberlight to at least start to salvage.
Picks up that invis, but massive kills. Sania, he was not with the rest of the team. Double global silence was not used in the previous fight. They definitely need that to be able to take that fight, but Satanic keeping his BKB for a very long time until he jumps MICKE, and then that explosive damage. MICKE couldn't even do anything. Used everything defensively. Oxy. Rest of the team, let's see how they approach this. Level 25 on Queen of Pain. That Sonic Wave deals tons of damage and relatively short cooldown. Nisha needs to find the angle.
Oh, yeesh. Huge numbers again.
And he got the Hex.
Oh dear, Nisha.
Saving the day.
Sonic Wave, who gets the kill on a 9 class, the Shackle shot. Held 9 class in position. Satanic back in a Roche. There's the hook stop. Buyback from Saberlight. Doesn't really have a spot to TP to. They'll get the kill to Boxy. Roche is going to be killed. They get the Aegis on a Satanic. There's the Refresher Shard picked up as well. Cheese left to ferment in the pit.
They're lactose intolerant. Nobody wants to pick it up. No pain. I like the way Nisha's playing. He's playing assassin type of a game. Finds a really good angle with this explosive damage. This is also Dagon 4, about to be Dagon 5. Sonic Wave. Insane amount of damage. That's 1200 damage just on Sonic Wave, which is pure damage.
Ooh. Some PA style numbers.
And then find the perfect combination of items. Ceremonial Robe and Timeless. So extra bit of spell amp, extra bit of debuff duration. It looks like from Tom and Jerry. The same cheese.
You have a good Tom scream. Such a classic.
Not really. Saberlight?
He bought back. You got to remember, he is in a fragile position. He fought back and really didn't have much impact into a fight. It just puts him on the edge of really just, if he dies now with no BKB, he can't really feel confident too far out of the base. Refresher Shard in the backpack here for Phantom Assassin, while that Aegis is in the item pool for PA, going for Ag's Blessing.
Doesn't have a shard yet.
No, I was
which
thinking
is
the
a
same
big,
thing.
it is very big damage number. It is 28% of max HP.
Like 700 damage.
Radiant's middle tower
Satanic.
has fallen.
At the front lines. When Arts lands on a boxy, he's forced to win run. Meanwhile, no one spots Saberlight. Again, who just doesn't have BKB. But look to Epicenter. There's the global silence. BKB's been popped by no one, so he's able to just stand tall. Look for Saberlight, who doesn't have buyback, but here comes Nisha. Balance strike to jump to the other side, and no one, he might have been found out. He can't get this kill onto the Sand King either. He's that close to putting him on a 2-minute timer, and high ground being that much easier to take.
It's gonna give Liquid extra 70 seconds. Aegis is gone in 2 minutes. It does feel like he needs extra bit of tankiness on Monkey King. He's just not tanky enough to survive throughout this burst. And it's starting to add up. He's really not having a game. 1, 9, and 6. Not usually where you see no one.
He could have had the cheese in his slot instead of the wand, but that cheese is still sitting in the pit. Might have been the difference maker if he could have had a nice slice. DM is on the docket. Minute 30 left, and they'll have a minute remaining on this Aegis when Monkey King is back up, and I don't know if that's going to be enough to pierce the high ground. The longer you hold on to this Divine Rapier, more things get a little bit dangerous, but they're still buying out. He bought out that at complete Ag's Blessing.
Wants to have as much damage, like anything that he can have, he's going to have it on the hero. Spell is very nice. You're playing against Terrorblade, you're playing against Queen of Pain with Shadow Strike, Arcane Curse. You can't remove Global Silence because you're silenced anyway, but all these other things you can dispel, and your abilities are going to reset. So you can blink in, get a kill, immediately jump to a different target.
Got their shard on PARIVISION. Class doesn't have his, and PA doesn't have theirs. They could go get this Torm and look for a shard, but instead make jump through the Twin Gate. All of them. Move over. They're looking for a moon shard on Satanic. Anything they can build that's not going to take up these slots. They've got 20 seconds on an Aegis. And really get used in a way that pushed more than just the Torm. And Satanic is the one who gets fortunate enough here because 9 class...
Yeah, his shard is not very good.
But it was between that and him, and Satanic getting the 50-50 in his favor to get the Fan of 9s. Pop that Satanic back into the slot after losing this Aegis, and now you gotta wonder, are you holding on for 3 more minutes? Do you try to fight without the Aegis, or are you just trying to farm up these next items? Satanic, he wants an Abyssal Blade, but what do you slot out? Is it just the Battle Fury for the Abyssal Blade at that point?
He might. He can also disassemble S and Y. Probably wants to keep status.
The strike, Sonic Wave. They're trying to go. They go to the Global Silence, but now they'll get the kill on a new one as well as Ducalis. It's Saberlight who's got the double kill. DM's in trouble. 3 heroes dead. Satanic's in. Another Global Silence. He doesn't have an Aegis. He's not going to have a Divine Rapier if he drops. He goes to the Fan of 9s. He's trying to make the jump. The Barrel Strike doesn't land with the BKB still going. The Dagon is there, and he is that gone. Satanic is dead. Drops it and is now gone for 96 seconds.
He needs 260 gold for buyback. They're immediately pick. Ducalis is on the bounty duty. He needs to go out and try to pick up some bounty runes, but there aren't any right now. So Refresher now on Sanking. They did a very good job. This explosive damage from Queen of Pain has been causing quite a few issues for PARIVISION throughout the whole game. 7,000 damage, and this was dealt in a matter of seconds.
A fine 9 class. Everybody's got buyback who needs it at the moment.
It was an even game. Suddenly 20,000 gold lead for Liquid.
Yeah, Divine
Rapier gone.
PARIVISION just not expecting a fight there. They didn't use the Aegis to take a fight, and then they just focused on Satanic and were able to get this kill into the Phantom Assassin, taking out Ducalis and no one just immediately.
35 seconds without PH. She does have buyback now.
Shoot another Divine.
Let's see how Liquid approaches this one. Whether they want to go for the Tier 4s immediately. PARIVISION won't live. Stania, another Global Silence in 10 seconds.
Melee racks, range racks go down if they push for more. There is another glyph available if they want to save these racks. They don't have to necessarily.
1 set, 2 sets, it's pretty much the same thing at this point of the game. 50 minutes in, Danik is out in 5.
Can't really fight without the PA, but they're going to start the fight. 9 class is going to be the one who buys back. They want this Divine Rapier.
They got the
Hex. They go to
Hex.
the Sonic Wave. They've got the Hex. They have the damage making. They got the Thunder. Satanic's in. Does he have the damage numbers? The Phantom Knives. The right clicks. He's
needs one more hit.
Oh, he's going to heal off a little bit. Now Satanic is gone.
And that's game.
Oh dear. Satanic dies. GG is called. He holds on to the Divine, and we're going to a game 3.
That was so close. I'm not sure if DM had Lotus Orb available because he got that side, and the fight changed so much. If they get a kill there, I think this could have been slightly different, but yeah, Team Liquid